Hi there. Um, my soul has been pushing me to document my Ascension story, so even though I can be a bit scatterbrained, here goes. It started in spring of 2017, according to the Caucasian calendar, so 2 years ago. I would say that it started with the dark night of the soul, like with most people. But the catalyst was a dream that I had. As I was falling asleep, I was conjuring Venus. I didn't know I was conjuring Venus, I was just thinking of Venus, the planet, or the person, I don't know. But I had a dream. I was standing on a city street somewhere, and across the street there was some sort of tube, like big enough for a person to crawl through. And I stuck my hand in the tube, and it felt like a vagina, like a human womb. And so I crawled through it. And I should also mention, it was weird. When I was on the street, my parents were there, and I crawled through the tube, and on the other side I crawled into like a restaurant or a bar type of environment, and my parents were there too. And it was weird. When you got to the other side of the tube, it was like everything was content, everything was okay, and that was just a very unfamiliar feeling for me at that time. And ever since I had that dream, my life has never been the same. It completely changed that day. It was as if before that point I was going counterclockwise, living life in resistance. And then when that experience happened, boom, it just started shifting the opposite way. In that week, I experienced things that I've never experienced, at least not to that degree. My third dimensional life was, oh wow, there's synchronicity right there. My third dimensional life was topsy-turvy. I was in school, I was pretty close to getting my degree, and yet around this time I just couldn't bring myself to give a shit about school anymore. Every semester before that I had at least a 3.0. I was failing all my classes this particular semester. I was broke. School does that to you. I was broke, and for a second I thought that I was going to be rich, because I thought I had this flow of income that I realized within 3 days. It was ridiculous that that wouldn't be the case, and it was just everything was topsy-turvy. And then at the same time, I'm starting to see 1111 everywhere, and 222 everywhere. That was another one that I got in the early days. I would have dreams that see bacteria, like without a microscope, that I could shrink myself to that size. I had dreams that I was a tree. I had dreams that I was a mountain in the Himalayas. And of course, with all of this comes the opening of the third eye, just in my everyday life, just while I'm awake. Driving down the street, going past trees, and having this immense pressure right here. I've always had the ability to feel trees my entire life. I could feel their presence around me. Even now, as I'm in the park, I can feel the auras of all the vegetation. But when this officially started, was on a completely different scale, completely different level. And I started learning how to transmute, and after that point, the concept of depression was never the same. I'm not saying that it never happened, but it was never the same. I've never been super judgmental, even when I was third dimensional, but after I started ascending, man, I could not understand the concept of judgment anymore. Not even in its smallest sense. I couldn't understand it. I quit bitching so much, I quit complaining. And I started learning how to transmute. I started learning really how much of an empath I was. Started learning what a light worker was. Realizing that resonated with me a lot. And I mean, that was back then. It's been 2 years now. Now I'm extremely confident in my abilities. Now I have studied the Kabbalion. I've studied the 7 laws of Hermetics. I've studied the 42 laws of Ma'at. Started studying Brujeria. When this started happening, to me, I started actually gaining interest in my family's history of West African voodoo. I started watching Conjure Queen, Hey Girl. I started watching Victor Odo and Higher Self, and at the time, Young Pharaoh and Black Magic 363. They helped a lot in those early days. I went from thinking I had a soulmate to knowing that I did. It's just been a trip. It's been a trip of 2 years, and wow, I feel much lighter just saying this. No one knows. Not no one. I'm gonna quit being dramatic. I'm a Leo, I have a flair for the dramatic. Regular ass people. Bless their hearts, but they know not what they do. They don't understand this. And it can be very isolating and very lonely sometimes. But then you start to learn to keep your channels open, and you start to understand that you're surrounded by help, you're surrounded by guides. Even the trees help me, especially palm trees. As of now, I've just reached 51% polarity. I've cried tears of joy over the past few days because I felt so honored to reach this point in my ability to hold light and my ability to spread light to other people. Even though a lot of it, like a lot of us do, we don't know how much we help other people. I just started realizing I was having dreams where I was helping people into the light. And I just earned my wings. Angels are real, earth angels are real. I always thought that was bullshit till I started literally feeling in my back on my physical vessel, like like where wings would grow, you feel pressure there. I felt pressure there for like the past few weeks. I guess I just wanted to make this video so that people know that you're not fucking weird. You're normal. Well, you're not normal. You're actually, you know what, let me take that whole thing back. You are a fucking weirdo. You're not normal. And that's the biggest compliment anyone's ever gonna give you. Because we're here to save the world. Who else is the 144,000 prophesied? Stand up. Who else sees 144 every day? But you're all gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. It can be really lonely, but I guess that's part of the journey, and that's what our soul has selected for us. That's what we've selected. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.